right. Hey everyone, welcome to PrepperNet Live. I am Forrest. I'm one of the hosts this evening, and we're gonna get this thing started. I'm trying to fix up a couple things, but I'm almost a professional at this, but not quite. So we're gonna go right here, and I'm going to add my co-host this evening, and there he is, Kobe. Hey, welcome.
Hello.
Let me
Glad to be here tonight. Thanks for inviting me, Forrest.
Yeah, man, it's good to see you. You doing well?
I'm doing well out here in Missouri. We had a beautiful 60-degree day today, and I got to get outside and get some projects done. And I'm enjoying spring-like weather.
In Missouri, what kind of temperature was it 70 or 50? Because Missouri, I don't know what the weather's like there normally.
Today it was about 60 to 65 and sunny, so that was really nice. Tomorrow night it's going to be down in the single digits, so it gets cold and it gets nice. Both. We kind of have four seasons here.
Okay. Well, nice. So so Kobe is one of our city leaders, Southwest Missouri. We're going to ask him questions. Let me just tell you, we're going to go through a lot of things this evening. We're going to give you some updates, but I'm going to go ahead and start this little slideshow here. I want to, he's our city leader from Southwest Missouri. Is that correct? Southwest Missouri. That's what it stands for, right?
That is it. Kind of the Springfield area, but we cover about 14 different counties of people that we draw from for our group.
And so let me tell you a little bit what we're going to do tonight, everyone. So PrepperNet, if you don't know what PrepperNet is, we're just a organization that likes to connect preppers. I mean, you need people in your community that you're friends with, that you can meet with on a regular basis to train, just to get to know and have community. And that's all what city leaders do. They do that within a community.
You know, Forrest, when I got involved with PrepperNet, I was first kind of under the mistaken assumption that PrepperNet is all about learning, and we're going to learn how to prep. And the more I learn from you, and that the real goal is networking. And I found that to just be really important. You know, we can't survive anything that we're planning on our own, and we need that network. And in my group, I begin to try to focus on that networking aspect, and hoping that people will try to connect and learn who their neighbors are, and build that assistance group for them, because it's so important. And that's what I love about PrepperNet, is it gives us that opportunity to connect.
Yeah, it's all about community. Matter of fact, I make a statement in my survival webinar that I do in my talks, is being in a group is your most important prep. It's better. I mean, and I go through the samples, but yeah, being in a group is the most important prep. So awesome. So let's see here. I'm going to show you guys a live demo here, and we'll see if I just totally screw this up, but I hope I don't. So what I'm going to do, which I don't even have it set up here, but I will in just a second. So everyone goes, well, where are all the groups? Where are all the groups? Well, first of all, you got to join PrepperNet.net. That is the foundation of everything we do, is at PrepperNet.net. But yet we do have meetups. So the meetups draw people in. We get people to PrepperNet.net, and that's how we start the communication. So I'm gonna try this. Let's see how this works. I'm gonna do bear with me here. I'm going to share my screen, and let's share screen. We'll see how this works. I think this may work actually here. Now tell me, Kobe, do you see my shared screen?
I do now.
Okay. So this is on the PrepperNet.net site. It is it's like a social media site just for the members. And you can see we got all kinds of topics down through here. We got groups you can join, but I'm going to click on this PrepperNet links. Where does that say PrepperNet links? Right there. Oh, I'm already there. So PrepperNet links. I'm going to scroll down this page. Now this is going to screw me up a little bit. It says list of PrepperNet meetups, and I'm going to click that. And I'm going to click that. And I'm going to click on this PrepperNet links. And this is going to screw me up a little bit. It says list of PrepperNet meetups. And I'm going to click that. 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 And tell me, do you see this coming in?
I do see the map coming up now. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So this is like a map, and you can we have meetups in all these areas. You can see we started in the Carolinas. Is it moving as I move the
It is.
screen? Okay,
Yep.
good.
Zooming in.
Okay, so we have meetups in all these areas, and we can go here to probably Southwest right there. Here's the information, kind of the zip, the URL to their actually meetup. And if you want more information, instead of giving leaders information out, a lot of times you just contact us and then we'll connect you. But so there's the information right there on that particular one. And here's one that's what's this one down here? This one is, well,
Is that Northwest Arkansas?
I believe it is.
Okay.
Except there it is. Yeah, I got to move it. There we go. Northwest Arkansas. I'm down here in the Charlotte area. You click on the Charlotte one, and there. So if you want to find out meetups, you can go to meetups and click on it. You can go to our PrepperNet.net site. It'll have all these cities listed. And hey, we probably have a city near you.
Yeah. Forrest, it brings up a good point. You have, and your team has chalked that PrepperNet.net site full of information and links and that type of thing. I've actually never been to that link. And so it's encouraging me to go back and revisit the site and see what all you've added. But that would be my encouragement to everybody else, is to actually go to PrepperNet.net and just research and look around and follow those links and see what they can find, because that's a great addition to the site there, to be able to see where the other groups are in the country.
Yeah, let me go back. Let's see if I can go back. Let's see if I can manage this. And I'm hoping people you're getting something out of this. I'm going to share a different I'm going to have to stop sharing. Let's make sure, because what I want to do is stop screen share. Okay, I would like to go back to that tab. Let me do this again, everyone. This is for your benefit. I hope this is working out. Links here. I'm going to share. Do you see the screen again?
I do.
Okay. So I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to see if I can't find your actual other groups right here. Well, okay. See more. And so right here's a list of all the groups we have. So I would scroll down here until I found, you can see it's kind of struggling with me streaming. Southwest Missouri, somewhere in here. Oh, there it is. No, yeah. And there it's a private group. So you join. They have, I'm not even a member. Look at that. I can't even go in there.
I would let you come in, I promise.
Okay. But yeah, so you can go in the group, and then it's like a social media site within that little group. You have events, you have chat. It's all there. So that's how you connect online. We're more than connecting online, but that's how you connect online.
And for my group in particular, we have, a meetup page and a Facebook page and all these other things, but everything goes through the PrepperNet.net group. And that's actually, I tell my people, if you want to know it first, that's where you need to go, because I may cross post it on these other social media platforms, but I post it first on PrepperNet.net. And we have discussion and topics and different things there. So I would encourage you to make sure you find your group in your area, and also to be active in that group.
Yep. You get out of it what you put in, for sure.
Now, Forrest, I saw in the chat, I'm kind of watching the comments there.
Okay.
Someone said, "Oh no, there's no group in my area." What would you recommend to them if there's not a group in their area?
That's a great question. So we're looking to expand. And so if you live in an area that has 12 people population, not sure we can help you, but you can connect with people close to you. But if you're near a suburb or a city, we can actually help you create a group, and hopefully you would take charge and be the leader. And you'll find out that, I showed you where all the meetups or locate it. But if you see the map, let me see if I can grab this map real quick. And this, I'm going to have to do this again. This is on the fly. So PrepperNet.com. I'm going to just show this one little map here. And then if I can, and you'll see we literally have members all over the United States. So you can still connect with people in your community. PrepperNet homepage right here. Now, do you see that, Kobe?
I do.
So, see, it goes to the next image. We have people in every one of the P's, the logos there represents a zip code. There could be 30 people in that zip code or 100 people, but every P, it represents that we actually have a member in that particular zip code.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. So when someone joins that site or gives their information, they give the zip code, and we can connect people based upon zip code.
Correct.
We're not going to give out your exact address to your house, but we will be able to connect people by zip code.
Yes.
And that's also the way on going that right there, that site, correct me if I'm wrong, is PrepperNet.com. Is that right?
That is correct. That's more of a public for the public and from people.
On PrepperNet.net, which is where we really want people to get to.
Yes.
And they can join for free. They can join with an alias. They don't have to give their real name. I don't use my real name on there. I use the Southwest Missouri Prepper. But on that site, you can also click Discovery, and you can, again, find people near you.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then we do ask for shoe size and credit. No, I'm just kidding. We don't ask for shoe size. But yeah, so PrepperNet.net is where everyone connects. So if you're in a group and you guys aren't active, hey, get active you can still be active. And we actually have a program to help you in your non-active group. And we're going to get to that in a little bit. And Kobe happens to he's our city leader vice president.
Wow, I got promoted to vice president.
Well, yeah, so he helps city leaders. He, like this Friday, if you're interested in being a city leader or help getting your group started, this Friday we have a leadership call, correct?
Absolutely, we do. And if you're interested in becoming a city leader, we would love to have you join us. It's a Zoom call, so everybody gets to actually talk and have questions. There's a chat going on, as well as an interaction. It's about a 1-hour call that we do once a month for existing city leaders as well as new city leaders. Exactly. So we would love to have you join us if you are interested in being a city leader.
Yeah, there's Thomas, I know that the Central Virginia one is not on there yet. I do know that, and I almost did it today, but time ran out. So I do want to tell you guys, I mean, maybe the first time you've interacted with me, you've met Kobe already. I'm not sure if you've heard of Son of an International, but this is a little background on me. You know, I'm not a loser, I don't think.
No,
but I've been in the prepping world since Y2K. I've written 4 books. My latest one is Entrepreneurship for Survival. Just released it like 2 weeks ago. It's going well, but these are some of the books I've written, a little bit of my background, but
Forrest, I almost want to buy your last book, Entrepreneurial for Survival, but I'm trying to get out of the entrepreneurial business. I'm afraid
you're trying to retire.
The book will make you want to start a business.
You're trying to retire.
You're trying to get me back into earning money.
I know. So, but yeah, so that's me. So the next thing is I do want to introduce you guys to, it's called the Prepping Academy podcast. Uncle Buck and myself, we do a podcast and we release it every Friday morning. And Joe Rogan, you better watch out. We're coming after you. We only need like 1 million more listeners and we'll be right there. Listeners he gets, but we're a long ways away. We try our best. Okay. And so that's on Prepping Academy. You can find out any of the podcast places. So
how often do you release one of those?
Yeah. What'd you say?
How often do you release one of those new podcasts?
Yeah, every Friday. Every
Every
Friday.
Friday. Okay.
Yep. Yep. I do want to introduce you guys. Okay, so I've written a book, and you saw it was called Roadmap to Preparedness, and in there I put actual things that I bought. And so Amazon, I mean, they're not. I don't know. Amazon actually invited me to be an influencer, which is kind of crazy because you're supposed to have like 100,000 followers, and I don't have that. But I pretend to. But so what I've done is I've created an Amazon store for you guys. Do I make 3%? Yes. Woo. When I say I meant PrepperNet. And I put some of my favorite things, some of the things in my books, some of my comm leaders have put things in here. These are actual things that I have and I can verify. Like that knife in the middle, that's actually my everyday carry knife. It goes in my left pocket. Every time you ever see me, I have that knife in my pocket.
And if I remember correctly, that knife is very affordable. Is that correct?
Yes, that one is. Yes.
Okay, that's what I
Now,
was thinking.
when you take that knife and you slap on a stamp of Warrior Poet, it goes up by almost 100% though. So yeah, because I have the Warrior Poet knife, and you just pull it out of your pants with the ring, and it self deploys. It's just a self-defense knife. So anyway, but go check the link. Can you see the link down there? Yeah, the link's right there. Just go there and it should lead you there. But hey, PrepperNet makes 3%, maybe 4 at max, and y'all can verify it. I'm sure you will. So next thing is, since I own this company called Son Ovens International, I am doing a huge giveaway. It's a sun oven. It's the entire package with the cookbook, with the cover, dehydrating package, everything. It's worth really over $679, and I am giving that away. You just have to go register. And people that have been in PrepperNet a while, they tell you I've given away several ovens over my lifespan here in PrepperNet, and we're giving away another one. So go, and all I need is your email. I think it asks for your last name, but if you put whatever, it doesn't matter. I just need your email, because if I can't email you, you can't win. So
got to be able to contact the winner.
Yeah, and
that's a great prize. I really need one. I'll be honest. I need one.
Well, you know what?
I'm thinking about it.
Since I'm doing it, I haven't limited to. Absolutely, leaders and everyone can go. And I'll ask the dumb questions. I'll answer the dumb questions. Well, can I register more than once? Well, you got to have more than one email. So if you want to play that game, sure. But that's just the way it is. I have a software that will pick the winner. So leaders are welcome to join.
Okay. Then I'm going to put my name in the hat because I want one.
Well, I want to give you one.
And if I don't win one, maybe I'll buy one.
So here's kind of the schedule we have. We're doing this every 2 weeks. And so I got a question, Kobe. So I actually put in one of my emails, I think I worded it wrong. What's the difference between bi-monthly and bi-weekly? I guess bi-monthly is every 2 months. Or twice a month.
It's twice a month, I think.
I don't know, but I think I put bi-monthly, and I think I screwed that up. I think it should be bi-weekly. Every 2 weeks.
One of the grammar Nazis needs to reply in comments and tell us the answer to that, because I don't know.
I already got an email or a couple emails. People go, well, I think it's more you're trying to say bi-weekly, because bi-monthly would be 2 months. And I'm like, that's a good point. So bi means twice. Bi-monthly would be every couple months. Semi-monthly or bi versus, I don't know. Well, that's Preppy Squirrel. We'll figure it out in the chat. So we do have some great moderators in there. We got Preppy Squirrel. We got BG. I don't know who else is in.
Beth is your right-hand person, and she does a phenomenal job.
I think that's
pay her well.
Yeah, that's BG. I think I don't see any of her alias names. She's got like 12 alias names. So is BG actually Beth? That's what we need to know.
I believe it is.
Okay. BG is like the queen of PrepperNet. Yep, that's Beth G. Yep, she just said. So next in 2 weeks, it's to be announced. I have no idea who I'm going to get. And then I'm going to have Uncle Buck. Then I'm going to have the Kilted Prepper, which is one of our new city leaders out of Virginia. We're going to have Larry from Tennessee, and you will know Larry's voice for the rest of your life once you hear him talk. And then the mystery guest on May 1st.
Mystery. Do you know who the mystery guest is?
I can't tell. It's so
okay,
I don't. Secret. That's another way of putting to be announced. I really don't know.
I mean, it's not like the president or someone like that, is it?
It could be. It could be.
It could be into our program like he snuck into Ukraine.
Yep. You know, I'm actually interviewing on our podcast. His name is General, I think it's Blaine. And he's on like the Fox. He's on Newsmax all the time. But we're getting ready to interview him in the next couple of weeks. I mean, he was a general in the Air Force, which, you know, Air Force is where all the smart people go.
Is that what it is?
Were you in the military?
I was not in the military. I went to a Bible college right out.
That's right. I forgot about that. The mystery guest, top secret. Yes. So let's keep going here. So that's what we got planned. So March 6th, we'll be here again. Now, these are recorded, but I expect you guys here live. If you don't get it live, it's just weird.
Well, live gives you that opportunity to ask questions. You know, we're going to open it up for questions here in a little bit. And if you're watching it on a recorded basis, then too bad. You don't get to ask questions, you know. And,
right.
So it's always better to watch it live.
Endure to the end. I think that is my pastor friend from, I think it's Michigan. So yeah. So he is okay. Let's keep going here. Okay, you can help me with some of these announcements, Kobe. You know about all these things?
You know, I know a little bit about them. I don't participate in most of them, to be honest with you, because I'm not a ham radio guy. I have some radios, and our comms guy, our comms leader, is speaking at our next meeting, and I'm quite confident he's going to twist my arm and say, Kobe, you need to do this. And he's right. I need to do it. But it looks like every Monday night, we have our Zello, our national Zello net at 8 p.m. Eastern. And Zello, if you're not familiar with that, it's an app that you can get for your phone or your device. And it works similar to a two-way radio. And so you download the app, you find our group. And what's the name of our group, Forrest?
What do you mean? What group?
On Zello. What's the name of
it? It's PrepperNet.
It's just PrepperNet.
It's PrepperNet, yes.
Is that the one where you have to do a lowercase p at the front?
Yeah, well, they're going to type it in the chat right now because I'm sure people, but you have to spell it and just put it exactly right.
Exactly correct.
Pistol Pete or Beth will put it in there.
You find our group, and then at 8 p.m. Eastern time on Mondays, you can join that. They have a ladies' night, Sisterhood, every Tuesday at 8 p.m. And then we also have the two different ham radio meetups, the 80 meter digital HFNet every Sunday at 9 p.m. And then the SSB HF phone net every other Thursday at 9:30 p.m.
Yeah, the Thursday is voice. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And the other one is just 80 digital. And that's, you know, you got to be kind of advanced a little bit for both them. The lower versions, like the ones that for a technician, that would be through the local comms person, which you were talking about. It's going to teach at your class. And tonight I participated in the Charlotte comms group had a conference call, and it went well. We were doing some planning and getting things ready to roll out to other cities. So every city doesn't have to create their own thing. And we have Patrick that's kind of been doing that. Now, I do want to mention a couple things. One of my old friends I haven't seen in a few years, Ronald, said he was here. And it's good to see him on here. Him and Ronald and Brenda. Haven't talked to him in over a year. He's like the Cajun king. And then Beth said that PrepperNet - Sisterhood that's for the Now that's for ladies only. Let's be honest.
Well, maybe for us that are trying to pick up a lady, maybe we should join.
No, well, actually, we do have a thing called singles mingles for that.
We do on PrepperNet.net. We do have a singles group, and I'm part of that group.
Yeah.
I haven't found Mrs. Right yet, but I'm part of that group.
Yeah. Don't look left though.
Yeah, I don't want anybody from the left. I can assure you
But
that.
But yeah, so that's singles mingles. I forget about that. Yeah. So okay, so there's some of these things happen like every week that's on the calendar here. So we always have something going on you can get involved with. And then the single mingles group, they're in there just sending kisses to each other. I don't know what they do. I don't go in there. I'm not allowed in the sisterhood at all on the site or the single mingle. Beth won't let me in there, which I understand. So
And I would go back, just re-emphasize real quick on those Zello things. You don't have to have anything special other than the app, the free app downloaded to your phone. And then you search for our group and then you join at the appointed time. You don't even have to say anything. You can just listen. Most new people just listen their first time, and then you can join in the conversation if you choose.
yeah, and there's talking about all the time on there. I mean, almost all the time. I'm going there right now to see if anybody's talking. And of course, because they had the net tonight and no one's actually in there. There's 72 people in the room right now.
Wow.
So but that was earlier tonight. It's over now. So let's move on to the next thing. So we're doing a big event. So we have events all over. So every meetup's supposed to have at least one event a month, but this was a bigger event. We usually do the Heritage Life Skills, but they didn't do their event this year. So we're actually partnering up with Mountain Readiness, which is in the mountains of North Carolina near the Virginia line on May 5th through 7th. They got tons of room. They won't run out of room, but you go to Mountain Readiness and read what you need to do, reserve a campsite. They got tons of campsites. I know that many of the teachers coming in, I'm going to be teaching a class. Are you coming to that, Kobe?
I am not. I'm going to do the bug out camp.
Okay.
But I am not doing the mountain readiness.
Okay. The bug out camp, that's something we do in the fall, and you guys will hear information about that. That is also in the North Carolina mountains. And unless people like Kobe and others want to start one, didn't you do one last year up where you were and invited me?
I did a bug out camp down here in the Ozarks. So we had people from Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri come in for our Ozarks bug out camp. And it is on the calendar again for September, and we are looking forward to it. And so it's just a regional bug out camp. I mean, anyone that wants to from around the world can come, but ideally it's for people. It's just a little bit closer to home than for us. North Carolina is not super close.
Right. And so we'll have one in North Carolina. Hopefully we'll have them, popping up all over. It's good just to go and hang out and just hang out with people that a lot of these people by names. I was just looking, Preppy Squirrel. So, who's Preppy Squirrel? You get to go to bug out camp and meet her. But on May 5th, we're going to do this one in North Carolina, and you can look it up right there. Again, we'll probably I would think PrepperNet will probably have 150 to 200 people there, would be my guess. A good amount of people. And I bet we probably have at least 5 PrepperNet members, maybe more, probably more, that will be teachers there. So,
if I was there, I would probably be teaching a class. And I know a lot of the teachers are PrepperNet members.
Yeah, and you teach some of the best classes. I remember going to your first class. First year I met you, I'm like, dude, he's got printouts. Who does printouts? And I remember everyone loved your classes, and I do remember back when you need to get him. He's good.
And you got me into Heritage Life Skills last year to teach, and I think I had a good reception there too.
Yeah, so. You're an extreme planner for you when you teach.
I try to.
Yes.
I think all preppers need to be planners. Now, I don't know, it doesn't work that way, but what is prepping more than just having a plan and executing it?
True.
So there we
Yep.
are getting all philosophical, but I think prepping is inherently being planning and preparing.
Yes, I agree. Awesome. Let's see what the next slide is. Okay. So this, so Phoenix, if you can look down there, it has 3,600 members in our meetup sites. 3,600. That's crazy, isn't it?
That
And
is a lot.
I forgot the reason our leader left there, but there was something that happened, and we need a leader. We need some people to step up. And 3,600 people will not come to your meetups. I can assure you of that. But we need a couple people, one city leader or someone to step up and say, "Hey, I can do this." All you have to be is a facilitator, someone that organizes it. And I'm telling you, all your teachers will just come and you'll meet people. This guy will be an expert at this. This guy will be an expert at this. So when I found it PrepperNet, it actually was called Carolina Prepping Academy at the time. No, CPN. Yeah, Carolina Preppers Network.
Mhm.
But I had 5 people come to my first meeting. All 5 of them, Dave became a city leader. He taught bug out bags. We had Elemental. She was part of the city leader team. She's taught many times. Like all these people became leaders, and they were my teachers. And so it was pretty awesome. So, but Phoenix, oh my gosh, we have 3,600 members. So if you're from Phoenix, hey, I'm telling you, let us know. We have a whole training program. We have everything you need to help kickstart it. And you might not want to stay and be the leader upfront person. Just help us get it started and we'll find that person.
So if there's someone who's listening right now who wants to be that Phoenix leader or wants to be a leader in general, wants to be part of our conference call on Friday, maybe they're just interested. They don't want to commit, but they're interested. How would they contact you or Beth or me?
Well, I would suggest that you just email us at info@PrepperNet.
There you go. There's the answer.
Info@PrepperNet.com. Yes, it is .com. Thank you for putting that up.
PrepperNet.com.
Or you can go into the PrepperNet.net and just contact either Beth, myself, or straight to you. It doesn't matter. But if you go to info, Beth and I read that. Well, I look at that daily. Beth looks at that when I remind her.
I thought it was the other way around. She looked at it daily and you looked at it when you reminded you.
No. But look, she typed it in there, PrepperNet.com. Stop, she said. Okay. So you just get in touch with us, and I'm telling you, we'll do everything we can to help you. And that's what the city leader has come. I've been a bit busy, whatever. She's talking in the chat room. So Phoenix is our dead city. We thought about renaming that, but we just don't have a leader, and we need one. 3,600 people. They need someone, especially in Phoenix. Isn't that in the desert?
Yeah, well, it's desert where doesn't have a sprinkler system.
Right. Yep. So I've got this special video that I found, and you guys may have seen this before. And I'm calling this the video of the week. And you don't know, Kobe, I haven't told you about this, but I'm a Krav Maga instructor. I am.
With you.
Say that again.
That's why I don't pick a fight with you.
Well, no, you could probably whoop me. That's fine. But I've taken it for years, and I want to show you guys a video if you don't, and then I want to talk about this video a little bit. Because it upsets me a little bit, and I know some of you guys have seen this video, so I'm gonna play the video. As the video's playing, I don't think I can talk over it, but I'm gonna stop it. And when you see this video, most of you guys are going, "Oh, I saw this." But what happens is this girl goes in her workout room to work out, and there's a guy knocking at the door, and she thinks it's another, apartment person that lived in the apartments. So she lets the guy in, and she goes and continues to work out. Well, then this guy attempts to literally rape her. And I want you to notice as you watch the video, she beats the crap out of him with her fist, with her phone, and honestly, ladies, young women, even men, look how hard she's hitting and look how it affects him. And a lot of people go to self-defense classes and they teach you some bad things. And so I'm going to right now, I'm going to play that video and then we'll talk about it right after this. Hang on. Here we go. I think I took, can, I'm not sure if they can hear me or not, but this is that's when she's letting them in. Hey, if you're in a chat room, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but that may not count.
Right. I don't know if they can hear me or not. I'm going to stop this in a second. But
yes, they can hear you.
okay, good. Okay. This guy, she's beating him. She was look, that's her phone to his face. It's not phasing him. And then finally, he's not giving up. And finally, she does kind of get away. It goes to police talk in there. And so, where are we? Right here. But I wanted to show you guys that. So, self-defense. So one of the things in everyone is like a short punch, like a palm. Oh my gosh. Palm to the face. That was a cell phone. That was her fist to the face, like many times. Didn't phase this guy at all. And I'm going to tell you the secret, but you've got to get this through your mind. Men and women, children, dogs, whatever, whoever's watching, you don't punch your way out of that. That guy's adrenaline is going. You're going to hit him. You're going to hurt him. You hit him you might take a chance and might hit him in the privates. That may or may not work. I'm telling you what to do. Let me bring up my slide here because I want to show you guys. But you've got to get past the mindset. Your life is on the line. You do an eye gouge. You take your hand. At any time she could have put her hands right on this guy's face. Anytime he was on her, she had her cell phone. I don't know why she kept her cell phone, but anytime she could have taken her thumb and you touch his brain through his eye. I know that sounds, oh gosh, I would never do that. Well, that's what people, that's why people get raped. They don't think of the consequences of not doing that's a huge force multiplier. When you hit someone in the eye or you take your thumb and when you stick it in their eyeball or hit their eyes, they're done. They're toast. I don't care if it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't care who it is. They're done. And her hands were right all over his face. That's what she should have done.
Absolutely.
And when I teach teenagers this, I make this statement. You guys are adults, and hopefully no one will get offended by this. No woman has ever been raped while she's holding the guy's eyeball in her hand. And you might go, that's disgusting. I would never do that. And that's what all teenagers do. And I look at them and I say, okay, then I show photos of women that have been killed. When they had literally a avenue right to the eyes. When you hit someone in the eyes, they're done. They're toast. You stick your thumb, you grab the side of his face, and you stick that thumb as far up as would he lose the eye? Maybe you could have lost your life. But he usually won't get an eye. It'll just damage it. Okay, that's enough on that. I don't know what you guys are saying in the comments. Y'all probably just creaming me on that. But you've got to, if you think you're going to punch your way out of that, you're crazy. You're nuts. I'm just saying, don't do it. Go for the eyeball. Okay.
Forrest, one of the things we talk about in our group is everyday emergencies. What good does it do to prepare for the end of the world as we know it if you're not prepared for a flat tire or for a physical assault like this, a rape or an attack? And so it's really important to be prepared for everything that could come our way as much as possible, including, self-defense and learning some of these things so that you are prepared to fight off an attacker, which is more likely to happen than, per se, the end of the world as we know it.
Yes. So if I'm in a fight and my life's on the line, I don't mind. It's not under me. I'll punch someone in the eyeball. I have no problem with that.
Absolutely. I fight
So
dirty
anyway,
when I'm being attacked.
yep, that was my video of the week. I just had to show that because I saw that and I'm like, oh my gosh, lady, drop the cell phone, take your finger. It would have been over, but she didn't know. So you just gotta, okay, let's go to the next thing. The next thing is I always try to do something funny. And I've got, last week was one of the hilarious videos I've ever seen in my life. And this week I got one that's very funny. And then I want to show another one that I think is kind of interesting as well. So this, I hope you guys can hear this. I don't know why we couldn't hear that last one. Oh, I took the audio out of that one. So this one is, I'll play it twice in case you don't get it. I love this. I love this video. So I pick some funny videos. So here, let's play this.
911, what's your emergency? Yeah, my wife got attacked by a warthog real bad, and I need someone to come up with an ambulance and pick her up. Okay, sir. Can you give me your address? Yeah, we're at 1825 Eucalyptus Drive. Okay, could you spell that for me, sir? I'm going to drag her on over to Oak Street, and you can pick her up there.
Okay, I thought that's hilarious. I'm going to play it again though. It's that funny, and then I'm going to show you another.
911, what's your emergency? Yeah, my wife got attacked by a warthog real bad, and I need someone to come up with an ambulance and pick her up. Okay, sir. Can you give me your address? Yeah, we're at 1825 Eucalyptus Drive. Okay, could you spell that for me, sir? I'm going to drag her on over to Oak Street, and you can pick her up there.
It's hilarious, isn't it?
It's funny.
I'm gonna drag her on up. So that I just thought that was hilarious. So then you guys have probably seen this guy. He's pretty famous. He's a sheriff, and he talks about he's just real. And I love this guy. And I'm gonna play this real quick, and I'll just play it once, but listen to the words he uses, and he's getting this to information out to the public.
We don't stand directly in front of vehicles. We stand out of the way. Vehicles are big, they're heavy, they're dangerous. He spins around and drives directly at the deputy. We start shooting at the vehicle, and they shot a lot. James is ultimately shot in the head, in the face area. And then the vehicle coasts to a stop. We knew when we got to them that they were in fact shot. We were trying to shoot them. We shot at them many, many times. A lot. All of these yellow markers represent the shell casing. Any other questions?
Yeah, we shot a lot. That
I'm taught if there's a threat, you keep shooting until you eliminate the threat.
Yeah, we don't stand in front of vehicles. And then he was driving towards a deputy, and they just there's like 100 rounds out there. They were shooting at this guy, and we shot him in the face. That was hilarious. I don't know. That's my. So anyway, okay, how are we doing on time? We're doing okay. We need to go here. So the giveaway. Don't forget about the giveaway. So here, I asked Kobe to pick a book of the week. I should put by week, I guess. So Kobe, tell us about your book and why you picked this.
So this is a book. It's part of a series, and it's more of a reference book. This is not something you would probably put on your nightstand and read. It is 500 pages. It's a big book. It's only 16, 17 bucks on Amazon. And I bet, Forrest, you could add this to your Amazon store and put it in there. But it's part of a series. This survival wisdom and know-how. It has, what does it say? 7,813 tips, tricks, skills, and step-by-step instructions. And it really has all kinds of things. It has pictures, illustrations about building shelter, tracking animals, finding water, camping in the winter, anything you can think about. You need to know how to do it for survival. This book has it. And again, 15 to 20 bucks. And I think they were $16.99 when I checked yesterday. So very economical and a great reference book. I've put the whole series. I think there's 4 of them in the series, one on gardening, one on herbal medicine, and one on country living. But all these books are great books, and put it in my library, my survival library, just in case I need it.
It is already on our Amazon store. I
Good.
did add that today, yes. And I did purchase that book today too, because I've never seen it before. Yeah. So I did buy one. And I
Yeah.
did see, I think they have 3 others maybe or something.
Yeah. So the country living, wisdom and know-how, gardening, wisdom and know-how, and um, herbal medicine,
Okay.
wisdom and know-how.
Okay. So it is in the store, Amazon store. But yeah, hey, great pick on that book. Yes. So last other week was Jonathan Hollerman. This one is Survival Wisdom. And I like the idea. It has so many samples, and I think it says over. I mean, like a lot of illustrations. I like illustrations.
Yeah, absolutely. And got to show you how to do it. And in
Yes.
SHTF event, when you don't got a video, you don't got YouTube to look it up, this is a great book to be able to show you how to do it. For me,
Yes.
other than my Bible, this is my number one book. If I didn't want to have any other book to survive the apocalypse with, this would be the book.
But I still think probably you need to buy one of these and start a new business.
I recommended your first book about what the Bible says about prepping. What's the name of it?
The Case for Christian Preparedness.
Case for Christian Preparedness. I recommended that to someone who was inquiring about, what the Bible says about preparedness. And you've got a great book there. Your first book.
Yep. Appreciate that. So it's the time now. We are going to take. Let me ask you a couple questions. So here's the thing, guys. Everyone in the chat room, if you have a questions, write. Just type out Q and then a space and then your question, and we will answer the question for you. That's kind of the goal. You can ask us anything prepping related, city leader related. Don't do just so type Q and then your question, and I'll throw it up on the screen so we all can see it. If it's a dumb question, you might get booted. I don't know what our mods will do. I don't know the criteria there, but ask us any question you want. But and to start it out, I'm going to ask Kobe a couple questions and ask him first. I'm going to say, hey, how did you get into prepping?
Well, my prepping started back in 2007, 2008 here in Southwest Missouri when we had ice storms, back-to-back years come through. In the first year, we were without power for 2 weeks because of an ice storm. And I had 21 people move in with me. I had a 6-bedroom house, and they moved in because we were more prepared than they were. But I found out that I sorely lacked in my preparedness. So that really got me started prepping back then with those ice storms. But when I retired 4 years ago, that's when I really kicked it into the next gear and really tried to be prepared for really just about any event that comes along.
Sweet. So we'll go to a question from here. It says, how do we start a PrepperNet chapter in San Diego? Do we not have one in San Diego? This
That would be a Beth question.
Yeah, that's a Beth question. I think we might have one. If we don't, I tell you what, email us at yes. She says yes, indeed. Yes, it's dead. Oh, so yes. So if you would get in touch with Beth or just send an email to info@preppernet.com or just join PrepperNet and look for Beth G. What's her name? Anyway, Beth, just put at info@preppernet.com, I guess. That's one question. Okay. So yes, we do have one in San Diego and it's dead. And what happened to that one is the leader of that group said, hey, I'm going to delete my group, but if PrepperNet wants, you can have it. And that's how I took it over. So, let me go to the next question here. You get lost with these questions sometimes here. Here's one. Did you ever give Beth a shirt? Beth has a shirt. Yes, that's okay. Will there be an audiobook of Kobe's book? Gosh, that would be a hard one to do an audiobook for.
Yeah, and let me clarify there. I'm not the author of that book. It's just a book that I recommend. So I don't know. I mean, actually, I think there was on Amazon, I think there was a Kindle version of the book for $2.99.
Okay.
I don't know if that helps you.
How to get in the giveaway. I'm going to go back in these slides here if I can. There you go. There's the link to get into the giveaway. I'll leave that up. Let's go to the next question here. How do we get in the giveaway? No dumb question. Oh, Ron Foster. Once again, I need to call him. Ron has written so many books, prepping books, and he's a legend in the prepping community. And he literally donated $10. Thank you so much, Ron. I didn't even know last time people could donate money during this. I had no clue. And I was like, I've seen this on other chats. I didn't know I had it listed on mine, though. But
well, I think we get to split the money, don't we? Me and you, Forrest?
Yeah, absolutely. But Ron has written so many books. Look him up on Amazon. I will put some of them in my store. He's a legend. I mean, he's just a legend in the community. Let's see. The next question is, I haven't read this yet. Trying to connect to the PrepperNet group on Mighty, but I'm not seeing it when I search. Help, please. Just go to PrepperNet. Oh, well, I don't know exactly what you mean, but Beth will help you. If you go to PrepperNet.net, that is the Mighty Network group. Are you looking for? I don't know if that's the lady that was asking about. I don't know. Beth, I handle that. Here we go. Here's another question. What are your recommendations for completing a proper risk assessment? Okay. Well, let me ask you first. Are you talking about property or people or situations in your area? I've heard so many things about risk assessments. About it could be where you are in a town. What's the risk in a town? We found out 2 weekends ago in a little small town of like 1,000 people, a train can literally change all your plans, by the train wreck. But I need more information on that. What do you think? How would you answer that, Kobe?
Well, I'm a safety expert. That's what I did in
That's right.
years of my career. So we did risk assessments all the time, and we would take any particular situation and go through it and figure out what are the potential risks here and how to resolve those risks. It brings me to mind, and several people have commented about the train wreck in Ohio this week, and what exactly could you have done if you were a prepper in that situation? Well, no matter what your assessment of that risk is there, those type scenarios to me is just an immediate bug out scenario.
Right.
Some people have only a bug in plan. Well, if you've got only a bug in plan and that train crashes next to your house, that's not a good plan. So your risk assessment is, as someone kind of mentions there's a plan A, and a plan B. And in that train scenario, your plan is going to have to be a bug out plan to get out of that area. I'm a firefighter EMT and as a volunteer. And when we're studying hazmat as a hazmat operations technician, the number one rule with any kind of hazardous spill like that is distance. You got to get away from it. There's no mitigating it. There's no staying in it. You've got to get away from it. And so that's your plan. That's your hazard assessment there.
Yep. Okay. So we got 3 questions. One, do we have a group in Spokane? I don't think we do, but we need one. Help us out there. Mass, we do have one up there. We have one in Boston. And it's a big group. I don't know if it's dead or not. Again, join PrepperNet Live or PrepperNet.net. And then there's one for Ohio. We have many in Ohio, actually. So we got Akron. We got, I don't even know. We got probably 5 or 6 in Ohio. What did you talk about? Okay. Looking for questions. Sorry. Question. Is there one in PR? Is that Puerto Rico, you think?
That looks like a good possibility. That's
Yeah.
the good abbreviation for Puerto Rico.
No, but see, guys, our goal is to get one in all these cities, but we need people like you to step up and help us. I can go back in the slides here, and you can kind of see the general area of that map. I think I had a map back here. Oh, look, I'll show you, and look at the Amazon's. Nope, it's not there. Oh, okay. So right there's kind of a general area. Again, preppernet.net, you can have access to that map. You can see we're definitely on the East Coast.
But our goal is to expand. And so if you're in an area
Absolutely.
that doesn't have a group, we want to help you start that group and get it going, because I'm sure there are more people interested in your area.
Yep. In light of train, chemistry, what is the number one thing we should be focusing on? Well, events. Well, first of all, I'm going to do preparations first, or preparedness first. Food and water. Food, water, food, water, food, water. No matter what happens, you got to have food and water. Now, for events, that was one of the questions I was going to ask you anyway, Kobe. What do you prep for?
The first thing I started prepping for was an ice storm, so you start with food and water and alternate energy sources and some things like that. But I've ultimately came down to the point where I don't really pay a whole lot of attention, as much attention as some people do, to the events happening around me. I'm prepared, and I just kind of prepare for a worst case scenario. And then if something less than that happens, then I've got that covered also, but just good prepping. You talked about food and water and energy sources and fire and shelter and clothing and all those things that we need for all events. Then you're really prepared for whatever happens, because the worst thing is if you spend all your time preparing for one particular type of event,
Mm-hmm.
and then a different event happens that we weren't expecting. I mean, how many of you were expecting, COVID or a train wreck or something like that? And if you weren't preparing for that, then you're not prepared. But if you kind of just do good prepping skills in a variety of areas, then you kind of prepared for anything.
Right. So I had Jonathan Hollerman on, and he said, if you prepare for a grid down, you prepare for everything.
Absolutely.
Which is true. Of course, that's the Super Bowl. That's the most difficult one to prepare for, but also it's the least likely. I mean, hurricanes, tornadoes, loss of work, health issues are way more likely, but I kind of do like the fact to just prepare for everything, but it's hard for people to do because preparedness is not free. That's for sure.
It's not free. And there's a lot of things you can do that make it less expensive, or, you have a homestead mindedness where you can put the work into it, but you're going to have to put a little bit of money into it. Absolutely.
Yeah. And so people are asking about different places. Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, we're in Columbus. We are, there was someone else that said what, yeah, we'll get to all these, or at least most of these. But what happens is I lose my place. Is there P? Okay. Let me scroll down here. You can see there's a lot in the Carolinas.
I saw there was a question about rainwater gathering.
Okay.
And so I'll answer that while you're scrolling
Okay.
through there. What's the best container for that? The best container I have personally seen on a reasonable budget. I mean, there's folks that have 2,000, 3,000 gallons in big containers, but they have these 275 gallon they're called IBC totes, and you can get them used at your farm supply. Just be careful what was in them previously. You don't want something toxic that's been in there previously, but you can get them food grade. That these IBC totes are 275 gallons. And they have this metal tubing frame around them, and I've found those to be really good for storing water in. You would want to make sure you black them out or cover them with something dark so that they don't grow mold in them. But that's been the most economical choice for me.
Yes.
For water storage.
Yes. I've also done, but they're so hard to clean out and get the smell out. Pickle barrels.
And all your different plastic barrels
Mhm.
are good.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, what's the worst case scenario when if you don't get all the pickle smell out, then your
Right.
water smells like pickles a little bit.
Right.
It's not deadly unless you're
Right.
allergic to pickles.
Exactly. So here's Doomsday Preppers of South Carolina's economic possibly head into a recession recommendation for prepper finances. So I'm not a huge guy to think that we should I think every prepper should have gold and silver, but as I tell people all the time, don't expect to barter with it. I'm just saying I'm not going to be bartering with silver and gold. I'm going to have everything that I need so I don't have to barter with that. Gold and silver doesn't feed your or quench your thirst. So you just got to have things that you need. I don't know if you're bartering after a grid down, you better wait until there's some peace and stability. But I'm just not. I mean, have some silver, yes, have gold. One day it may come back to be worth something. But I'm more of just the gold in a grid down is food, vitamins, antibiotics, ammo, guns. I mean that is that will be the new gold and silver.
Yeah, absolutely. All that stuff, ammo, those type things become extremely valuable, though I wouldn't barter my ammo away. But other things, water absolutely is going to be very valuable, clean water.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things you can barter away.
People talking about search programs are awesome. Oh, shelter. I don't focus a lot on shelter, but yes, shelter is very important. But I think there's at least like 3 buildings to every person in America. Um, so, so shelter, you got to hide. Find okay. Do you have in New York? Yeah, we have a New York. We do have one there, and I think I don't know if it's dead or not. That's a Beth question. Rain barrel. Who's another rain barrel? Oh, is that the one you read right there?
That's the one I read. Yes.
I'm just catching up.
Where can we get it? I didn't see that part of it. So the 275 gallon IBC, I get them at my farm and ranch store. They have used 55 gallon barrels, used plastic barrels, but they have these used IBC totes. You can also often find them on Craigslist.
Mm-hmm.
Now, be careful. Yeah. There's scammers on Craigslist and that type of thing. But that is one of the legitimate things that is commonly sold on Craigslist is these 275 gallon IBC totes. And again, make sure they're what was in them before. If the person doesn't know what was in it before, don't buy it.
Don't buy it. Yep. So someone's asking about the fault. Here's the thing. People don't know this. Look this up. This is fact. I'm not going to say all of turkey, but a good bit of turkey moved 9 feet. Look it up. I'm talking like 130 miles of land moved 9 feet. That is crazy. It moved 9 feet to the west. So I don't know if that's going to mess up some GPS systems, turn now kind of thing, but it moved 9 feet. That's crazy. And so when the Madrid fault breaks, I would say that what's that going to do? I don't know.
We talked about this. This was one of the questions at our last meeting because in Springfield, Missouri, where we're at, we're about 200 miles from the New Madrid Fault there, which is on the eastern side of our state, basically where the Mississippi River is. And someone brought up the fact that the FEMA plans is that if that fault ever goes off, is that they're moving St. Louis, basically the huge city there, directly west towards us. And so that's 6 or 7 million people that the federal government plans on moving away from the Mississippi River toward us. And so it made us stop and think about how would our plans be different if we were inundated with that. We kind of saw that with Hurricane Katrina. When Hurricane Katrina came and all those people from New Orleans moved north, and really is something that we need to be thinking about in our preparedness. How would we deal with that type of situation?
Yes, absolutely. Good info. So this gentleman asked about a concrete sewer system for surviving a nuclear strike. I just did a class on nuclear, which I could not believe. I'm like, I refused to do that for years, but I did one. And for the Charlotte group. And here's the thing, if you're near ground zero, you're screwed. I mean, I'm just telling you, if you're near ground zero of the bombs that they have now, you're totally hosed.
Yeah.
If you're 30, 40, 50 miles out, the initial blast, you just have to watch for objects coming, and that could be a car, anything that would stop a few objects. I would say 30 miles out, there's a wind blast as well, thermo blast. But if you're not near the city, you don't need protection. You literally just hide from the fallout. And the fallout, I think, if I remember right, I'm thinking, I just don't kill me if I'm wrong here. In like, I think it's like 9 days, the fallout drops by like 90% of the actual radiation or that you would get. So I think we calculate, just look it up. I'm getting ready to do a little webinar on this. Actually, it's going to be posted for the PrepperNet premium members. In like 30 days, you can literally go outside at periods of time with the fallout still around, and it's the half-life is crazy, especially like the first few days. The half-life drops from 100% radiation or rads or whatever it is down to like 10. It is crazy how fast it does drop. Do you know more about this, Kobe?
Well, you're right on. I mean, the half-life of these isotopes, as they're called, really does make it fairly quickly drop down. You know, there's a variety of things you can do. You know, a concrete shelter underneath the ground, a sewer system. Hopefully, it's not got sewer in it. That would not be good. But anything that could protect you from the initial blast, if you were that close. Obviously, if you're at ground zero, yeah, there's no more worries, as House Mouse put there. But if you're 15, 20 miles away, maybe some kind of shelter would help you. But you know, really, the first 2 weeks is the important time. Some people have the pills they take. I'm going blank on what they're called. I have some. I have them, but the basically they go to your thyroid and keep you from getting the radiation in your thyroid. But you know, there's lots of advice out there on building a nuclear shelter, different things. I don't have a huge nuclear shelter built. I don't. Just I'm going off in my area. But the other thing to concern is nuclear power plants. How close are you to a nuclear power plant?
Yep.
There's also a website out there called Nuke Map.
Yep.
Have you seen Nuke Map?
I have, yes.
Pretty cool website to plug in where you're at and what
size bomb,
and the effects are going to be and that type of thing. So I recommend just a cool site to play around is just Google Nuke Map.
Yep.
And it'll come up.
So I do have a question. The person named House Mouse, if you'll, let me ask you a question. If that name has to do anything with the military, just let me know in the comments there. I just want to know that because in the military, I was a house mouse, and I just want to see if we're on the same page there. The next thing was, it says, I'm not selling my food barter. Okay. So I have, so you can get deer corn for like $4 or $6 a bag. Now it's not fit for humans, but when people are really hungry, they'll eat it. So you could use that as a barter tool for sure. I mean, you can put that in 55-gallon barrels and pay, $30, $40 and it'd be full. And that's a lot of food in there. That'd feed a lot of people, but let's keep going there. Here's a, what's this question here? You want to take this one?
Yeah, I'll try. I'd like to start a group close to my bug out location, but I'm only during parts of the summer. Any recommendation? Yeah. You can join, on PrepperNet.net. You can request to join groups, even if they're not necessarily really close to you. So if you're a distance from your bug out location, you could join your group near you. You could join your group near your bug out location, and you could get to know people at your bug out location also. And so I absolutely would recommend getting to know people around your bug out location. And when you are at your bug out location, I recommend you be a friendly neighbor and go meet your neighbors and find out if there's like-minded or they're someone you need to be aware of.
Yep, good. So I did look forward, and the house mouse had nothing to do with military. So a house mouse in the Air Force is that when you're in basic training and you're like the tech sergeant in charge, admin guy. So when people get kicked out, you do the paperwork. You have to type it up. We used the old typewriters, and I was in an 86, and I did all the kept in control of the roster, everyone's demerits, everything. So that was a house mouse in the Air Force. So I didn't know. I mean, not many people know what a house mouse is unless you go through Air Force basic training. I don't know if other, places do that. Let's see if I have any more questions here. I'm going down. I hope I don't miss any.
You want to answer this one here? What is the best way to store food for the long
Oh yeah.
term?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I put that up there. Yeah.
How I personally recommend it is 5-gallon buckets with Mylar bags inside that, and then use oxygen absorbers and seal that bag. And that's how I've done. I buy rice, bulk rice at Sam's, bulk beans at Sam's, other staple food items, and I put it inside 5-gallon bucket, which is $4 or $5. And then the Mylar bag, which is like 50 cents for the 5-gallon size. If you buy a bunch of them, seal it up, put some oxygen absorbers in there before I seal it up and close it up. And if you did that properly, rice, beans, those type of things will be good for 20, 25 years. And I found it to be very economical for those staple items.
Yes. Oh yeah. Endure to the end. This Joel book is really good. It's very expensive though. I would suggest. Well, I'm not going to suggest that. Yeah, it just tells you if your area. I have software I need to release to everyone. And it literally it works on top of Google Earth, and I can show you where every nuclear plant is, every hospital, every military interested base, prisons, that kind of thing. And then you can compare all that with your house and where your bug out location is. And I used to show it so much people got mad at me because it was it's just the bomb that I have. And I can do screenshots for areas. But anyway, so let's see here.
I got a follow-up question to my.
Okay, go ahead.
Stuff in freeze dry. House Mouse mentions, do you freeze for a few days before storing?
Oh.
Yes. I don't want. I probably should have mentioned that in there. What I do, I'll buy that rice or beans or commodity items in big bags, and I'll put them in my deep freeze for approximately 3 days, and then take them out and let them acclimate back to the room temperature for a day or so, and then I do the storage.
Why do you do that?
I do that because I've been told that helps kill some of
Yes.
the eggs and other microscopic creatures that are in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yep.
do make sure you let it acclimate back to room temperature, because it will absorb some moisture when you put it in the freezer. And if you put it in your bag frozen, then it just takes that moisture back right inside your Mylar bag.
Yep.
But absolutely do that. So that's a great point there, House Mouse. Thank you.
Yep. And Jeff is correct about nuclear plants only have like 3 weeks. There's only one military base that is totally ready for off grid. And I know that because Jonathan Hollerman told me, and he's on the EMP task force. And that's kind of crazy. And then someone said, talking about, when I want some homework, look up is it Fukushima that blew up because of the flood? Look, Yeah, you can look up now and you can see the map is getting smaller and smaller where people are living. I mean, no one lives there inside the area where the meltdown is,
Mhm.
but there are people living like 5 miles from there now or
Wow.
so. And it was only the upwind where the wind blew it, which it blew it northwest. And you can see where people are not living. But but it's smaller area than you think it would be. Let's keep going here. Um, let's see. If you see another question, go ahead and take bankrupt. You got to have the question thing, or I can't notice it. Do you freeze? Oh yeah, you do freeze. You've already
Yep.
answered that.
Yep.
You're ahead of me.
I saw it coming.
Yeah. So I think that might be. Oh, here's another question. I don't know what it is. What do you think about powder foods? Well, I love freeze dried, but powdered. I do have powdered milk. I have lots of powdered milk because they have chocolate powdered milk, and I love chocolate milk. I'm just being, yeah. I'm 12, but I do have. Do you have any powder foods?
I have, well, one of the things that I've recently learned basically doesn't go bad is powdered sugar. So I've started stocking up on some powdered sugar. I have some powdered cheese. I have powdered butter. I
Mhm.
have powdered, I'm trying to think, have powdered peanut butter. Um, so yeah, I mean, those
I do
things,
have
freeze dry them, put them in cans and save them. Absolutely.
I do have powdered butter. Now that you mentioned, I have powdered peanut butter, powdered eggs, powdered milk, powdered steak. Okay, no, I don't
Powdered
have that.
steak.
I'm just kidding on that.
Okay.
No, Ovaltine. Yeah. So that's it. So guys, that's a lot of questions there. We've gone. I mean, that was good. That was perfect.
Yeah,
So
we had a lot of great questions. It took a minute to get going, but once we got going, we had great questions.
yeah, yep. Powdered peanut butter at Costco's. I got mine from Augustin Farms. I think is my brand.
I think mine's Mountain House.
I've
So
never used it for the peanut butter. Oh, I got powdered honey too,
you're right. I have some powdered honey. Of course,
which is
honey stays
I
good
know.
forever by itself. Why do
I
you
know.
powder it? I'm not sure, but
I don't know. Actually, someone gave me that at an event. They go, "Hey, I have too many of these." I'm like, "How can you have too much? How can you have too much powdered honey?" So, last question: dehydrated vegetables, fruit, and meat. Yes, I love. So, I'm going to do an advertisement real quick here. I'm a wholesaler for Legacy Food, and they have freeze dried vegetable. If you have a freeze dryer, just do it yourself. But most people don't. They cost thousands and thousands of dollars and takes time and energy. But anyway, I'm a wholesaler for Legacy Food. They have freeze dried vegetables, fruits, meats. They have it all. And the way I sell it to people, and it makes me so mad that people don't take advantage of this. Let's say that the box that you're buying retails for $1,000. That means I buy it for 500. That's called Keystone. That's how business works. When you go to a store, they double their money and then they pay all their bills out of it and then make a little profit. So it costs $1,000. I buy it for 500. I sell it to you in the middle at $750. You save roughly 25%. I have to pay a little shipping in there. So I don't make a full 25%. I might make 20%. And you get literally 25% off shipped to your door. And I sell that all the time. And I do that as I want as many preppers to have as much food as they can, and it will just help America. I mean, I
absolutely.
guess I could give it away for free, but I just got my value and my work and doing all the things I have to do is worth something, but I save you 25%, period. And I think personally, when my group looked at buying large quantities of food, so I've had a survival group for 23 years now. When we bought survival food, we bought like $30,000 worth.
Wow.
So that was $60,000 value because I became a wholesaler. So we have many people in our group. If you ever go through my group presentation, you'll see that we have a lot of people in my group. I don't like to work. and there's a statement that goes, many hands make light work. That's why we have many people in our group. We have 14 families. I think it all totals out to be 144 people.
Wow.
So, but anyway, that's another topic. But okay, that's enough for. Someone says thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. Hey, so Kobe, man, you're really good at this. By the way, you were, I mean, excellent co-host. I mean, awesome. Matter of fact, so much. I think maybe I'm going to see you coming back in the future really quickly. Because I enjoy it. You take initiative and you just boom. I love that. So any last words from you before we sign off, and then I'll sign us off and we're done.
I'm going to do one last comment to what you said there. You mentioned, you sell some of this stuff so that other people can get it at a discount, and the more the merrier was your idea there. And that is so true. If you can get your neighbors involved and the people around you involved in prepping, the more they are prepared, the less they are a threat to you, and the less you're going to have to share with them.
Yes,
potentially. And so I encourage you to meet your neighbors, find out if they are friend or foe.
Yeah.
And you can be prepared either way. But if they're friendly, encourage them to join this and become part of a prepping community, because the more they prepare, the less you have to prepare for them.
Yes, and the better off America will be.
Absolutely.
When the crap hits the fan or something. So
because
guys,
a few million preppers that were actually really prepared. Wow, that's a game changer.
That is so true. So guys, appreciate you guys joining us. We'll be back here in 2 weeks. I don't know the day. That'll be March 6th. We'll be back. We'll have a cool co-host with me as well. And of course, Kobe's coming back because this has been a great show. Thank you guys. Join PrepperNet.net. Hey, like and subscribe to this video. I should have said that to our YouTube. So like and subscribe. Help us out with the algorithms. You guys have a great week. Y'all take care. Bye.